anyone who's happened to come in. We're just waiting for the okay that everyone is in. So. I've just gotten the thumbs up from the production crew. Hello, I'm Wes Weddell. I'm coming to you live and streamed from the Fiddler's Inn in Northeast Seattle. I'm glad you can join us. And Fid does this every Monday. Really happy to be asked. And I'm going to sing a few songs and celebrate my father, who's here at the chair next to me. I got a history running, I got a past that won't stay put. I got a name, I got a number, neither does me any good. I got a rights in my story, and I got a need to be alone. I got a burning contradiction I think I got here on my own. So tell me this, before I go, would you have done it any different? Wave to me down the road, but worry not, I got this. I got 2 cards on the table, and I got 1 horse in this race. I got nothing in my pocket, I got everything at stake. I got 1 eye out the window, and I got 1 foot out the door. I got 1 and 1/2 reasons I won't come back anymore. So tell me this, before I go, would you have done it any different? Wave to me down the road, worry not, I got this. I got sunshine in my pocket, but I know that's not enough. I got a brand new bag here, but I got to give it up. Got my motor running, and I got you, babe, that's true. But I got no strings to tie me down, so I'm just passing through. Now I've got to get on top of this, I've got to take it slow. I've got ways to work it out now, but I've got a ways to go. I got plenty I can say, I got nothing left to lose. I got time to think it over, but I got someone else's blues. So tell me this, before I go, would you have done it any different? Wave to me down the road, worry not, I got this. So wave to me down the road, worry not, I got this. Alright. We have all learned at this point in the live streaming that the sound of 1 person clapping is worse than no people clapping. So thank you to the very safe number of people in the room for the tentative clapping. Really nice that Fiddler's Inn does this, and bartenders are hurting as much as musicians are right now. So there ain't no way out of the city, living wall to wall, stacked on top of one another's dreams. Big trucks keep on rolling by, doors stay locked all day. Nightfall loses silhouettes and steam. I don't want to live this life forever. This is not where I was supposed to be. Fall asleep at night, counting daydreams floating by. Say, remember when? Oh you could have been me. Now I grew up smaller just like you, promised everything, didn't know what I had till it went. And I'm not the kind to stick around, but change the locks on my hometown, left me counting chips already spent. I don't want to live this life forever. This is not where I was supposed to be. Fall asleep at night, counting dead dreams floating by. Say, remember when? Oh, you could have been me. Well, now I'm just one of the 50% who'd rather live someplace different. Opportunity came and went on its own. Now maybe I'd rather live with kin or go see the world before clocking in. One thing I know for certain, I ain't alone. So I don't want to live this life forever. This is not where I was supposed to be. Fall asleep at night, counting dead dreams floating by. Say, remember when? Oh, you could have been. Oh, I don't want to live this life forever. This is not where I was supposed to be. No. Fall asleep at night, counting dead dreams floating by. Say, remember when? Oh, you could have been me. Oh, you could have been me. Hey. All right, Dad, you're getting repositioned there. So,
okay, good.
All right. We lost Dad on Thursday. It was a hell of a run, and just drove back from Eastern Washington State. For those of you not around and confused about your Washingtons, just drove back here to Seattle yesterday, and we'll be headed back again soon to help out. But it's a lot. But Dad likes songs, and we're gonna get his banjo out here in a little bit. This is a photo taken of him listening to me sing at an outdoor music festival some years ago. Seemed like a good one to bring in here. So this is having just been in Eastern Washington and North Idaho for the past 4 weeks. Here's a little piece of that. I was born in a place with wrong reputation, and in its own way that served us all right. When I drive across my state, it offers me comfort, and I carry that back to these big city lights. Brown grass and brown water, red and white and blue sky. The whole constellation that's sweet by and by. When I drive across the state, oh, it offers me comfort. Carry that back to these big city lights. Now the Snake River Valley cuts right through the middle, the part that you thought was the edge. If you didn't grow up there, you might not assume that we who did think that it's pretty. I'd assume we who did think that it's pretty. Interstate 90 rolls into Idaho, mile marker 300, right on the nose. Snoqualmie Summit, its number is 52. If you think that's halfway, I have a deal for you. I was born in a place, thought it was one thing, found out in time that it wasn't that way, and then I moved to a place, thought it was everything I saw through the lie, but I stayed. These mountains have names, these canyons have memories. They had them long before my folks came around. Then I moved to a place, thought it was everything I saw through the lie, but I stayed. Moved to a place, thought it was everything I saw through that lie, but I stayed. 'Cause when home is a brand, consider who's buying. Reach across the line, I'll stay. Thank you.
And crew watching.
We are, like so much of the live stream world, we're doing this by tip tonight, and you're welcome to send that stuff my way by the links there, but you're also welcome to just sort of put it out in your community and get some takeout tonight. Tip a server, buy a Fiddlers and Gift certificate. There's a lot of ways you can do it. Used to be that they said all you needed was 3 chords in the truth, and these days to gig you need 3 chords, 2 shots in the truth. We'll sing together again. There's a halo of dust hanging over the hills from the work on the road, work in the fields, and we'll pay for it later once we breathe it all in, but it sure makes the moon look good. Now about 5 miles away there's a pond and a dock, but they're just not as cool as this hot parking lot where you wait for your buddy whose brother can pass for 18. And I can still hear it call out this time of the year. Take me just a little bit out of the way for summer. The step near the county line, amber waves give way to naughty pines, and though daylight has faded, the workday has not, and everybody's got something to cut. Peter and Mac are headed down the grade with their Jake brakes flapping every inch of the way. When the short line pulled up and the box cars pulled out, oh, it never did sound the same. But I can still hear it call out this time of year. Take me just a little bit out of the way. Summer. Well, now you spend a few years wishing you were just a little bit older. Then a lifetime after, just wishing you could take it back. Take me just a little bit out of the way for summer. I can. Great Fred Horndahl works the graveyard shift when it's finally too dark to shoot hoops or fish or make one more pass through these endless rolling hills. Grain in the bins, hay in the barn, logs on the truck, kids in the park, and a whole lot of people who are only just passing through. But I can still hear it calling at this time of year. Take me just a little bit out of the way. It's south on 95. Don't expect to follow signs. Turn the radio on, roll the window down, pull your foot off the gas when you're blowing the towel. For summer, yeah. Oh. All right, we gotta do a little redesign on the set here. That I felt like the room was a little out of tune on that last song. Just so. So Dad was born in Athens, Georgia. He went north for school. He and Mom met in New York City in group therapy is the short version of that story. And he's actually got a memoir coming out later this year from Deeds Publishing in Athens. So if you want the long version, you know, don't tip me and save your pennies and put it toward that.
What's it called?
It's called Road Cuts Through the Heart. They came west in the early 70s to help build a commune that never got built, and they stayed out. And so my sister and I are proud Westerners. And 20 years ago, right now, this spring, I had a fellowship from the University of Washington to travel around Washington State, gathering stories and writing songs about what I managed to uncover. It's kind of fun to celebrate that milestone amid so much else happening. And if you hear the name in this next song, if you're regional and you hear the name of a town you've been to, you should tip. And if you're not regional and you hear the name of a town you've been to, push the like button and drive them stats up. So thank you. But I was toting my pack along a dusty Washtenaw road when along came a semi with a high-end canvas-covered load. Said, if you're going to Washtenaw, Matt, with me you can ride. So I hopped into the cab, I settled down inside. And he asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sage. And I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here state. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert's bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Pasco, Tenino, Potholes, Indianola, Wapato, Kelso, Tico, and Ephrata, Yakima, Gold Bar, Pataha, Okanagan, Sultan, Burien, San Juan, Enum, Clarkston, Morton, Burlington, Anatone, Arlington, Bremerton, and Darrington, and keep it rolling. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert's bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Cheney, Medellin, Quincy, Anna, Cordes, Quilcene, Aberdeen, Dixie, Cedar-Lee, Concrete, Beverly, Fairfield, South Clayton, Long Beach, Grandview, Steelico, Mount St. Helens, Westport, Townsend, Davenport, Orchards, Ferndale, Silverdale, Veradale, Raise a Sail. I've been everywhere, man. Been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Newport, Keyport, Angeles, Concanoli, Ritzville, Marysville, Washington, Spokane Valley, Zillow, Walla Walla, Issaquah, Snoqualmie, Oaksville, Goldendale, Fruitvale, Squeamish, Sunny, Duval, Kettle Falls, Mattawa, Soap Lake, Moon Lake, Baker Lake, Moses Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert's bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Glenwood, Stanwood, Linwood, Monsanto, Pullman, Wickersham, Grayland, Douglas County, Rockford, Leavenworth, Ballard, Grand Coulee, Vashon, Inchalium, Richland, Altonia, Willapa, Nooksack, Castle Rock, Falls City, Royal City, Ocean City, Benton City, what a pity. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, and I've been breathing mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I said I've been everywhere. Thank you.
How many cities?
And it's close to 100. And the nice thing about it not being in-person audience is that people don't come immediately up to my face and go, "You didn't mention my town." It's the original version of that song was written by a fellow named Jeff Mack, and it was all Australia and New Zealand places, truck driving song, and then it got adapted to mostly North America. And for songwriting nerds among us, the meter of that song is very 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1. So it's the 3-syllable towns that get hosed. Yeah.
Johnny Cash made that pretty.
Yeah, Hank Snow had the first really big country hit with it, but then Johnny Cash's version, off of the Rick Rubin American Recording Series, the Heartbreakers is his backup band. It's the one that ended up in just commercial after commercial for a while. So anyway, 3-syllable towns in Washington. I'm sorry, Bellingham. It's a blur right now, but it's also baseball season, which is just one of my favorite times of year. And a few years ago, my band started sponsoring a t-ball team down in Rainier District Little League, and the kids had Wes Weddell Band on the back of their hats, where everybody else had, Lions Club or the local plumber. And I had more people ask me about hats, in like a 6-week season that had asked me about CDs in 6 years leading up to that. And I called the place that made the hats and said, "Will you just make more hats?" And they said, "Well, do you want better? We'll design you a W hat, and then we'll use overstock and give you a wide selection." So we've been in the Wes Weddell Band has been in the hat business here for a couple of years. There was no Rainier District Little League season last year, sadly, but they say Wes Weddell Band on the back. They come in all sorts of different varieties. If you want to look like a college football coach, you can wear this one. We got trucker caps. We got all sorts. So I'm gonna put one on here. You can send an email to me through the website if you're interested. It's there's not so many ways to get attention right now, and this is a good one. So. Well, there's something about the long haul, something about the slow grind, something about the 3-game set, something about the box score line every evening in the summer, every Sunday afternoon. It's the rhythm of the season. Try to keep yourself in tune, 'cause it's 405 out the dead center field, 331 into the corner, 60'6" between the hero and the goal. You're a long, long way from home. Well, there's something about the green grass, something about the blue skies, something about the red dirt when you wear it with the head first slide, something about the eye black, something about the road grays, something about the white chalk rolling out on opening day when it's 405 out to dead center field, 331 into the corner, 60'6" between the hero and the goal. You're a long, long way from home. You can tell me that you hate it. You can tell me that it's boring. You can tell me nothing happens and you don't understand the scoring. Go have your instant replay. Watch it on your TV. Just leave me at the ballpark. I'll be happy as can be. But there's 2 on 2 out in the last of the night. In steps your team's leading hitter. When every decision is boiled on down to this, when it's over, there's nothing but winter. Because it's 405 out the dead center field. 331 into the corner. 60'6" between the hero and the goal. And you're a long, long way, long, long way, long, long way from home. Play ball. This is Dad's banjo. This thing was he built this from a kit made by the Saga company in the 70s. They still make those kits. And you know, it's been played a lot. The head's translucent there. When I was a kid, I thought there was only one song you could play on the banjo, because he'd get it out and he'd play Cripple Creek and then put it away, and I was like, oh, that's what a banjo does. So we're gonna try this one for a couple. This is a tune. It's the title tune from my 2019 album. We'll do living in the visual world here. This album.
How many albums do you have?
Oh, it depends on how you count. Yeah, there's 6 if you go to the iTunes of the world. There's 8 if you go to the Bandcamps of the world. Some of them are. There's 6 here in the little show and tell stack. The very first one, which is 20 years old this year, in this stack is the Northwest home of the songs I wrote from stories I gathered going around the state. So anyway, this is a tribute to very dear family friends, really chosen family. So it feels right to sort of bring it into a family instrument. Press a little something where there's one lone pine tree. You look for the mailbox by the rusty old weed. Up at the top they got miles of wheat fields. Down at the bottom is Little Bear Creek. And somewhere in the middle is a home cooked meal. Yeah, somewhere in the middle is a home cooked meal. Well, now the first Thanksgiving that I remember had an old wood stove and lousy weather. That stove is still burning, pies are still good. But I got older and the work got harder, digging fence post poles with these chicken arms, tying that log chain, splitting that wood, or driving that tractor. They said I could. They say when summer finally comes, it takes 24 hours from ankle deep mud to reach a fine dust powder. Take it all in, breathe it all out. And the storms in the winter might snow you in the night. You ran the good logging through the kettle and the brim. Drink it in deeply, let it settle down. It's her show to steal. Up at the top you can still see the worry. Down at the bottom it's a little bit blurry. And somewhere in the middle is a home cooked meal. Yeah, somewhere in the middle is a home cooked meal. Yeah, somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
I was waiting for you to go in triple creek.
Oh, yeah. This was for 20 years the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palouse in Moscow, Idaho. Dad spearheaded a Unitarian gospel revival, and if that phrase doesn't make sense to you upon hearing it, that's probably the response you should have. But he missed the singing of his upbringing, if not all of the messages, and it grew from just here's some songs to sing to just really wonderfully programmed Sundays. A highlight was picking about 10 songs that spirituals that had words rewritten in the early 20th century for labor movement and then rewritten again in the mid 20th century for civil rights movement, and singing that melody with 3 sets of words and tracking threads through that. So this was one that showed up often. Outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. Way beyond the blue. So do Lord, do remember me. Do Lord, do remember me. Do Lord, do remember me from way. Steve that he played music with for a while, and if Dad was wondering, Steve was not a wanderer, and phrases like "I got a home in glory land that outshined the sun" were a little too strong for Steve, but not wanting to let go of the song and the progress they'd made because their set list was slow in developing. I believe they ended up with this verse, which went, "I've got a special spiritual place that's pretty doggone nice. I got a special spiritual place that's pretty doggone nice. I got a special spiritual place it's pretty doggone nice. Somewhere beyond the blue. So do Lord, remember me. Lord, do remember me. Lord, do remember me. Somewhere beyond the blue. Yes, somewhere beyond the blue."
Doggone good.
Oh, thank you. and take a minute to thank Mika for spearheading this series. The Fiddler's Inn does this every Monday. Great lineups of local music, global talent, and in these streaming times, you can make a point of Monday in whatever time zone you're in, streaming on in.
It's all archived on the YouTube channel.
Archived on the YouTube channel, Facebook channel, on Twitch as well, but as they build that following. So if the next thing is a thing, wherever you are, Dad, I hope it's someplace like this. What's the maintenance on the banjo? Most people would prefer you didn't maintain these things, but try to keep it in tune. I felt Dad and I shared a passion for building musical instruments before we really understood how. I have a couple of electric guitars that fit that bill, and I think you can figure out where some of that came from. Here's another tune from the Somewhere in the Middle record that's we wrote at a songwriting residency with a group of people who grabbed a bunch of thrift store paperbacks and ripped some pages out and cut out little phrases that grabbed our attention and images and words and started moving around the page. It's a really great way to play around with songwriting and poetry. And about 75% of the song came from just moving things around the page. Faceless roads and fading light, no claws, no fangs, no sound, no fear. I dream all night, new excuses, and I keep them all as souvenirs. I remember we had reasons, shame it isn't any use. Towns like this will cheapen people, most of what you hear is true. Heart was decent, spirit damp, morals someplace in between. When all your heroes end up bad, it's the only way that you'll get clean. I remember we had a reason, shame it isn't any use. Towns like this will cheapen people, most of what you hear is true. Squalls and squawks and growls and buttons, candles from the kitchen door. Wipe your feet, drop a button, pick your battle, skip the war. I remember we had a reason, shame it isn't any use. Towns like this will cheapen people, most of what you hear is true. It was dark outside, we knew better. Low stone wall, the blind was open. Rang the bell and slipped the safety, put that anger into motion. I remember we had a reason, shame it isn't any use. Towns like this will cheapen people, most of what you hear is true. Yeah, I remember we had a reason, shame it isn't any use. Towns like this will cheapen people, most of what you hear is true. Most of what you hear is true. Like that HEPA filter is almost a D, but not quite. And that's, I mean, anytime there's air conditioning units all over the country that are famous for in big concert halls, but just not quite being in concert pitch. And so, yeah, I almost.
Once you get fixated on it, you can't let it go.
Yeah, almost felt like that resolved really nicely. But
it's also probably mostly Big Bertha.
Oh, yeah.
AC, which is
I do quite a bit of work here in Seattle with a group called the Bushwick Book Club Seattle that writes, that produces events getting local musicians to write original music inspired by books. There's a different book every month, and over 500 different performers have done it since 2010. We're finishing up our 10th anniversary season. We're live streamed. There's one of those this coming Saturday. The BushwickBookClubSeattle.com, and really a neat way to keep art and conversation going. We're real proud of having been able to keep the shows happening and keep paying artists through this, which is something that Feathers In is doing as well. And so the Valentine's Day show for our first season was High Fidelity, which was a tough book for me to read at that age and single. But I think I think it was good for the writing. There's a movie that plays in my head every day. Morning, evenings, and 3 matinees. There's a million and one things I should watch instead of the movie that plays in my head. Well, the hero's a guy you might recognize. He's charming and and I cast him myself. I don't trust no one else to show you ought to see. So there's a movie that plays in my head every day mornings. It ends with 3 matinees, 1,000,001 things I should watch instead. The movie plays in my head. Well, the script is a gem. It's just the right blend. Witty, thoughtful, bright. But when I act out the scenes with the folk on the street, nobody else knows their lines. Oh, that just won't do. There's too much at stake when you live for the eulogy, not for the day. Oh, it's safer this way, though it gets lonely sometimes. But you risk everything when you bring in a co-writer. So there's a movie that plays in my head every day, mornings, evenings, with 3 matinees, and 1,000,001 things I should watch instead. The movie that plays in my head. Yes, there's a movie that plays in my head every day, mornings, evenings, 3 matinees. There's 1,000,001 things I should watch instead. The movie plays in my head. Well, the movie plays in my head.
Thank you. Whoops.
Well, the window's cracked and the lighting's bad, but I ain't here for the view. I've come to test the theory that I'm someone. Every pair of eyes is taking in my sights and going 3 quick mental rounds, wondering just where the hell I came from. Oh, but between the bells when the gloves are raised, as I take my stance, I give it all away. My left hand says I'm from out of town, my foot says I ain't backing down, and my record says I ain't gonna win no title. I got a good right hook and a bad right knee, and I carry the weight of my family. They knock me down, and I love them still in spite. I keep on fighting. The heavy bag has seen better days. It'd be in the trash if it weren't for tape. Sometimes I feel pretty much the same. Still I walk right through that door, take my lumps and earn my score, knowing I can't really walk away. Oh, I got dreams, but the same as you, but I ain't reaching for the top of just another rung or two. And my left hand says I'm from out of time, my foot says I ain't backing down, and my record says I ain't gonna win no title. I got a good right hook and a bad right knee, and I carry the weight of my family. They knock me down, and I love them still in spite. Oh, there's an old saying from the east: fall down 7 times, stand up 8. And I got a feeling inside of me between the bells when the gloves are raised. As I take my stance, I give it all away. My left hand says I'm from out of town. Front foot says I ain't backing down. And my record says I ain't gonna win no title. I got a good right hook and a bad right knee. I carry the weight of my family. They knock me down and I love them still in spite of it. Yeah, I got 2 bruised ribs and a flat nose. And I say to you, that's the way it goes. And I wouldn't take it back or try to hide it. And I'll fight from better, fight for worse. Fight to break my family's curse. And I'll fight to shout out, hello world, here I am. Hello world, here I am. Now keep on fighting. Oh, thank you.
So what part of the film is the land drum?
What part of the family is a land drum? Are they heavy
The whole
in the comments?
clan is watching.
That's Dad's sister and that land. My Aunt Caroline and that whole wing.
Where are they?
Mostly Michigan centric these days. Dad's folks were from Michigan and did a reverse migration during the Depression. Went south for academic jobs when everybody came north for work. And so they had one generation of Southerners, and a lot of them came north again. And I could do the whole Michigan thing, right? No, it's this hand. Yep. Most of them are in Detroit here, but there's one was in Jackson, not anymore. Lansing. Yeah. But I've been trying to get as Washington centric, and I've been trying to get Washington people to start doing this, right? So like we're here right now, but the peninsula is bigger than this. But Doug, come hit my thumb with a hammer. Right. So I grew up here. This is where I woke up here yesterday. Kind of came across. So yeah.
Nice.
This is a very Seattle. This story that inspired this next song. This song was another Bushwick Book Club song inspired by Daniel James Brown's "The Boys in the Boat," the story of the University of Washington crew rowing team that was also the 36 Olympic team. And this theme has shown up for me a few times in my writing, often sort of Bushwick. It prodded, but that sense of when I get a little sad sack thinking, no one's had to deal with what I'm dealing with here, which is a very songwritery way to think of things, as we look at a world on hold right now and the inconvenience and the frustration around that. We're not the first. We may be the most special, otherwise I'd have to hang in my songwriter copy. We're not the first. Evening winds begin to hit the lowlands. Keep your focus sharp and hunker down. Darkness dropping closer every moment. Not a lot of time to mess around. So dig in hard, dig in deep. We have miles to row before we slip. Take a turn, take an oar. But no, we can't go back there anymore. Morning news spreads quickly through the country. Could have seen this coming if I wanted to. Darkness dropping closer on the side streets. Not a lot of time to think it through. So dig in hard, dig in deep. We have miles to row before we sleep. Take a turn, take an oar. No, we can't go back there anymore. What do? You can't do it on your own. You have to choose. keep on rolling. Hope that she will keep on rolling. Then the next seed keeps on rolling. And if we all just keep on rolling. So digging hard, digging deep, we have miles to roll before we sleep. Take a turn, take an oar. No, we can't go back there anymore. Digging hard, digging fast, we have miles to roll while the moments pass. Take a turn, take an oar. No, we can't go back there anymore. No, we can't go back there anymore. Can't go back there anymore. Thanks.
What was that book called again?
The Boys in the Boat.
Yes.
I remind Daniel James Brown every opportunity I can that song exists, because I know it's been licensed for a movie, and I wouldn't mind a crack at that. But you know, I'm gonna do a few more because this has been good for me to sing, and I really appreciate y'all streaming in and just sharing a moment.
You have a lot of
Here.
viewers.
Oh. Hopefully some of them are listening too. They don't all just have it on mute.
Lisa's watching on her big screen.
Oh, that's sweet. So I was going to do, Elisa Newhall and I put out a record in the fall called Pushing Forward. And we were in here in January singing some songs from that. And yeah, we have a nautical one, and I can't claim responsibility for the TikTok the TikToking, but this is a good reflective one from that. If you miss the duet vocal, just go to the Fiddlers in archives and watch it from there.
Fiddlers in Music YouTube.
Fiddlers in Music YouTube as well. But this
that was our first successful YouTube
Oh,
video.
all right. That was the reason.
So it'll be
The songs of spring will always bring that newborn feel to everything. The days extend again and again. Maybe this time will go better. The smoke appears, the end of June. It makes the sun look like the moon. Heavy haze, the end of days. We used to hold out for our summers, but the seasons change just like we do. Shed their old skins and they leave us behind. We think of it all as a circle. Maybe it's better to draw your own line. The rains return with autumn breeze, wash away anomalies. The leaves descend, we pack it in, try to steer life back to comfort. But the seasons change just like we do. Shed their old skins and they leave us behind. We think of it all as a circle. Maybe it's better to draw your own line. burst through the door. Felt wet in December's through the door. You could count on the dark, not much more. Our candles burn, we sing and we yearn, try to skate by on tradition. But the seasons change just like we do. Shed their old skins and they leave us behind. We think of it all as a circle. Maybe it's meant to draw your own line. The songs of spring will always bring that newborn feel to everything. Days extend, begin again. Maybe this time will go better. Thank you. Well, I'm going to leave you with this one. Big thanks again to the fiddlers in, to Amika, Doug helping out with tech, Cassie helping out with dog. I wondered if anyone was going to crash my shot at any point. Thanks for showing up, holding the moment. This has meant a lot to be able to do this. It's felt good to sing, let some air out at a time where letting air out is dicey.
Interesting.
And yeah. Miss you, bud. On a branch line siding in the middle of the night, don't get much more out of the way. You can never tell just what's inside of a boxcar waiting for its marching orders, like the purgatory of a restless soul who only ever wanted on for the ride. And I remember the sounds of the engines humming, ready for the whistle when the next one comes. When you play the tape backward, train still rolls out of view. And I remember each time at each war end, remember the lines that we tried to defend. And you can bet your life I'll always remember you. That's not enough. It don't make it any better just to know how it ends. We gotta get there together. The good time's sweeter cause we rolled around in the rough. I wanna stand on the edge, my hands on the wheel. I want a good backstory and memories I can feel. I wanna cut no corners, hold each moment once. That's not enough. In a hospital wing at the edge of town, they got bright white lights and bright blue gowns. There's a story of a lifetime lying in every bed. And the tensions linger with the change of plans as you cross your fingers and you wash your hands, hoping just for the chance to do it again. That's not enough. Don't make it any better just to know how it ends. We gotta get there together with the good times sweet cause we rolled around in the rough. I want to stand on the edge with my hands on the wheel. I want a good backstory and memories I can feel. I want to cut no corners, hold each moment once. That's not enough. Well, nothing is ever, but the world keeps turning, and they say it turns better. You're asking why, and you're hearing just because. So grant me the calm in the eye of the storm, grant me the compass to find my way home, and stare me down till I call it love. That's still not enough. Dreamed last night I was taken away on a flying ship in the cargo bay by a man who held his eye in the palm of his hand. And he saw me on the break of day, knew that we would be okay. Asked me if I cared to understand. I said that's not enough. It don't make it any better just to know how it ends. We gotta get there together, the good times sweet, because we rolled around in the rough. I want to stand on the edge, hands on the wheel. I want a good backstory and memories I can feel. I want to cut no corners, hold each moment once. But that's not enough. It don't make it any better just to know how it ends. Gotta live it together, good times sweet, because we rolled around in the rough. I want to stand on the edge, my hands on the wheel. I want a good backstory and memories I can feel. I want to cut no corners and hold each moment once. Just once, that's still not enough. Thank you very much. Thanks for streaming in. Thanks for the thumbs and the hearts and the comments, the tips and the support of your community. Thank you, fiddlers in, and stay tuneful.